Hey guys,
Hello.
from a long time. It's been a long time since we've been able to go live. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes to get in here. Margie's already in here. My
Look
goodness,
at
Margie,
that.
aren't you are just so I've missed talking to you, Margie. I've really missed posting and seeing your comments and everything. It's just been so busy. It has just been so busy. I
It
think
has been crazy.
today has been like the first day that I laid on the couch for hours and took naps and I feel so much better, but I have had little to no chance to film or edit. We've just been trying to keep up with life. So how are you doing, Margie? What are things like over there? Is it hot as sin over there? Is it hotter
The
than the hinges of
humidity,
hell?
up and down. We got storms going back
Yeah.
and forth.
It doesn't know if it wants to storm or if it wants to be sunny, and then it'll storm and be sunny, and then it is so humid.
Oh, we got
Hello,
Indiana
Indiana
backyard.
Backyard Gardener. How
You
are
can see
you?
behind Ashley one of the things we've been working on is our honey,
Yeah.
which
I think I'm gonna have to harvest again.
people like a lot.
A lot. It is super sweet. I didn't really expect it to be because I've never really tried early spring honey, but it is so sweet. It's so sweet. It's just I really enjoy it. You can tell there's a lot of clover and honeysuckle influences in the honey. It's just we've gotten tons of compliments on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really good.
You got Diesel Dog.
Finally. Hello, Diesel Dog.
Like
how are you?
Name.
Is that William?
Yeah. Oh,
Is
yeah.
that William?
I think about that.
I knew it. I called it like you said William. I was like, I feel like I know the dog in the
I was
picture.
gonna say it does look like Diesel. Once you said that, I'm like, wait a second.
William. Did you have fun at Mini 4-H today? Guys, that's what's been enveloping my life for the last month. Is softball and 4-H.
Yep. That's what it's been
all we have
about.
done for the last month. And I picked up milking. And for some reason this year I decided I was going to do 2-a-day milkings rather than one. Yeah. And it has wreaked absolute havoc on me. I was not ready. Was not ready.
Definitely.
Darren's in the house.
Hey,
Hi, Darren. How are you? I saw you had a Highland cattle video that's kind of catching. That's always really exciting when you go into your analytics. He does. You have so much going on your little homestead that I'm like, oh, Darren's just got it going on up there. So I'm really glad to see it. Or is this Brigitte? Is Brigitte on Darren's? I don't think so, because Brigitte usually has her own.
Yeah. Indiana Backyard Gardener said summer is so busy for me as well.
Isn't it ridiculous?
I bet your garden is keeping you busy. I know
sure
ours is.
He's really taken the reins on the gardening this year. I got it in the ground, but he has been 100% all about weeding the corn rows, so which is great because I hate doing that. I think now he knows why I hate doing it.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost caught up and in good shape, and we're just trying. I'm trying to get to that level where it can sort of stay on its own and not worry about it. Because we had the corn come up, and a lot of it's taller than the weeds, but then there's patches that didn't pop up, so Ashley went back and finger planted a little bit later. And
the weeds got a little bit ahead of it.
Yeah.
So it's stunted that. But I'm hoping that means we'll have a secondary harvest.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to look at the brighter side of that downfall. And I always wait too long. I always give them as much time as I can to see if they're going to germinate and pop. And usually by then everything's already a good foot high, and then it gets really far behind. Really far behind. She's busy right now. She said, "Say hi to hello, Brigitte. Kat, how are you? How's everything going in Kentucky?" I've been thinking a lot about you guys here lately. I hope everything's going good with you.
So, Darren, have you started your planting season yet? I know you guys have a later start than us, but I don't know if you've got started yet.
Mulch is key. I know. And I try to use I've been using the duck compost mixed with straw as mulch in my raised beds, and that has worked fabulously. So good that my tomatoes already took off overnight, and I'm like, I have to put a cage around you, and I don't know if they're big enough now. I'm like, I don't know if I can get a cage on, so I might have to figure out something else.
William's playing with the emojis there. And then Backyard Gardener says that could have been squirrels too.
You know what? That's true. And we had chipmunks. Last year I found a lot of dead chipmunks in that plot. Yeah. Because my cats are fabulous mousers. They really are. They'll eat all the mice, all the ground voles, but they've been really big on the songbirds here this year.
Yeah,
and that kind of bothers me.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which also is worrisome because there's also some type of virus going around affecting songbirds right now. They even recommend taking down the hummingbird feeders.
Yeah, and have you had that happen in your area, Indiana Backyard Gardener, Like even the hummingbird feeders, like unless you're going to take them down every other day and change out the feeder and to bleach them, they're like take down the feeders because we've got a virus that's hitting our songbird population here.
Yeah, we got a notice. Or
it was about 2 weeks ago.
I got a couple emails,
from DNR, but it's because that and with DNR we always buy deer tags, so it came out with like their monthly newsletter, but it went from like 5 counties to 15 overnight. It was kind of crazy. And a lot of like those songbirds here are kind of indirect pollinators and spread native seeds around and stuff. So like I've missed seeing them. I've noticed orioles around, but
yeah. Indian backyard gardener said just stake them.
I'm gonna have to.
It's too late for cages.
It is. It is. You're 100% right.
See, Kat said we have been busy. My doe should be kidding August 5th. I'm so nervous.
Yay! Don't be nervous.
That's exciting.
Don't be nervous. Trust me. Like 99% of the time, it's fine. Even when it's not positioned correctly, it's fine. They usually can get them out. It's pretty rare for you to have to go in and help them. So that's really exciting, though, Kat. And if you get in the thick of things, you can always message me.
Yeah.
Because I know Tasha over at Maybe Crazy Homestead messaged me a lot when she was like in the middle of kidding. So. Indian
backyard gardener said I've not had many hummingbirds at all. And Margie said she had a few, but they disappeared. We've had a couple come around, and ours get like really upset when she said Indian backyard gardener said also I have cardinals always. Yep. But like the ones around here get upset at Ashley if she doesn't put feeders out, and they'll actually look.
They'll come like to the windows and they'll be like, "Lady, where's it at?" And this year I'm like, "I'm really sorry. It's for your
come
best."
Up here because she always has.
I have like 7 or 8 hummingbird feeders that are always up, and this year I haven't been able to put them up. And when I was thinking about it, that's when we got our notice. But we have more than enough. I should really be filming, guys, because like our property this time of year is so gorgeous. Like I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but this is the time of year where I'm like, this is why I live here. Yeah. Like this is 100% why I live here and why we do what we do.
See, Darren said we are in a bit of a lull right now. Basically everything is planted. All the animals are now here, so it's mostly just morning and evening chores and a bit of pruning, harvesting.
It's kind of nice though. Yeah. When you are in that lull, you need to have that catch up. We're getting ready to have that catch up after next week. Next week is going to be crazy again. And then after that, we will calm down, which is so nice.
He said also, we can start to focus back on projects now. Tonight started to continue on trying to finish our cattle shoot.
That's so awesome. Nice. And with those big coups, you're going to have a nice shoot, especially when you got to work with it, Well,
yeah, make it with emojis.
Are you excited for fair? I know, rides, buddy. Rides.
Although I just watched a video where a ride went.
Don't let Uncle Marky show you the video, or don't let him show your mom. Maybe not you. You might not be afraid, but your mom probably won't let you ride if he shows you that video.
Let's see. Well, appreciate it. Yep.
Anytime.
Can always help. Yeah,
we've been there.
We just had someone come and purchase a buck from us that was just getting
local, and she's just starting her herd.
No, the guy I was talking about.
You're talking about Michael.
Yeah, like he had a goat that was given. Wasn't it?
It was given in. They didn't think it was going to make weight for fair. So.
And so he wanted a companion for it because he knew they weren't supposed to be alone. And we ended up just like taking him a tour of the farm because he's like, "What is this over here?"
It was funny. He was by the barn. He's like, could we walk around?
Yeah.
And that happens often.
So now he wants ducks. Fine. Now he wants chickens.
Yeah.
He liked the miniature
and
donkeys.
We're like baby steps.
Yeah. My friend Jesse, who was one of his coworkers, he's like, "Oh, you started it." Now he's like talking about all the other animals and what else he wants to do. So it's definitely contagious.
Yeah, it really is. It really, really is.
Any backyard owner said finches.
I haven't seen any golden finches here. I know I've seen some of the house, like the purple-headed finches, but I haven't seen the goldens. But then again, it's a little early. Like my sunflowers are just coming in. I usually see them like fallish when my sunflowers are starting to dry out.
We got Emma in here.
Hello, Emma. It's so good to see you.
Totally revamped that garden space I saw in that video.
Yes.
I just wish I could work as fast as you, at least when you were sped up going around tearing things up.
I think we always
feel like I'm about 50 times slower than that, but that was awesome.
He's, like I said, he's totally taken over like the weeding and like the in-ground stuff, which is fantastic, except for the flowers, because I know he's afraid he'll pull something.
Which also, she like plants them pretty close together, so they sort of weed themselves out.
Yeah.
So she just sort of like throwing them all together and let it thick.
Yeah, especially my sunflowers. My sunflowers are way taller than we are already.
Don't have to worry about.
They're way ahead. They're way
They're
ahead.
actually already flowering out.
Yeah, I usually don't have them flowering until like mid-July.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost in mid-July, so we're not that far.
Yeah, we're pretty much on track.
Life has just been so crazy.
Indiana Backyard Gardener said, "Oh, if my feet are out, no hummingbirds though."
Really, that makes me worry so bad though, because they said it was hitting our area pretty hard. And I know a lot of people are like, "Well, I will just clean," and that's great if you have the time to pull down your feeders religiously to clean them to make sure that it's safe. That's fine, but then at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, don't leave it up. Like, if you can't commit to cleaning it like at least every other day, then don't do that. You know? They're great pollinators. I would hate to decimate the population in our area just because we wanted to see them rather than what's best for them.
Yep.
So.
Karen also said our hummingbirds are basically off the feeders now. The flowers for them have started to bloom.
Yeah, we have lots of flowers.
Yep.
We have lots of flowers that are keeping them pretty.
They still
occupied.
like Ashley's hummingbird feeder. So
they do. They keep coming to, and I have to apologize. I'm like, just don't use your beak. Yeah. Like, don't poke me while I'm outside. But it's been super interesting.
Yeah, but like Ashley said, we can brag probably a little bit on Josie because Josie's had some good luck at the fair so far. So she placed.
So guys.
So we actually did 14 projects. So that was a little
anybody that knows anything about 4-Hers taking part, you know that is like not okay.
Yeah,
we're not okay.
I didn't realize
here.
it was that many, but we've actually done pretty well. We're pretty caught up.
We're done.
And we've had some judging with the non-walking.
We're done with
and
non-walking.
She's gotten a couple, like Vet Science, she got Grand Champion.
Which is like the best out of everybody.
Yeah. She did well in her pottery. Well, pottery so
far has been her lowest.
Yeah, that's
true. Which was a red ribbon, which means like second.
Which she still did.
She still did good. It was her. She was so like.
Yeah.
She's like, I only got a red. I'm like, honey, there are kids that come here and they don't get like good ribbons at all. You should be happy. Like. She's gotten many purples already this year. Yeah. And we're not even to like the animal projects this upcoming week.
We did have a fail last night though with the cake. So we tried to do what type of cake was that? For
her foods project, which is like baking goods, we had to make a cake and we had to reduce the fat. So to do that, they said use a fruit puree or baby food. So I decided like I'll use like the baby food fruit purees and put that in there. But I guess the recipe I was using was completely vegan. No eggs. So it was completely vegan. Yeah. And it called for ground flaxseed and mixed in hot water to get goopy to replace the eggs. Guys, no joke. We baked that cake for an hour. It was in a small pan. It was a square pan. Yeah. So I'm like, well, maybe I needed a bigger pan to spread it out.
Now the outside was like really done. It was just the middle.
It was very done.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because we used flaxseed or there was just the way the puree worked. And we had a good amount of baking soda in there. It just didn't rise. And when I went to go put it on her like little tinfoil display plate, it just kind of collapsed. Yeah. And I was like, I'll flip it back over. And when I went to flip it, it came apart in my hand.
It was all. Yeah, we actually had to mention it in our family prayers last night.
Yeah, because I was
help
really
mommy
upset.
with the cake disaster.
They were not as upset as I was. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the store. I have to go get all the ingredients. This was at like 11 o'clock at night, guys. Mm-hmm. I go to bed at 10, and that's been my bedtime every night for like the last month, and getting up at 5 to start milking. So it's been not good for me, which means it's not been good for him because I'm really grouchy when I don't get to sleep.
All right, Jeff, back up here. Indiana Backyard Gardener says, I've been trying to breed my rabbits with no luck since April, at least 3 different times. Had 3 falls each time. Whether it was good, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Usually everything.
Can you bring in, are you breeding like the same buck? That's the only thing I can think is like bring in new stock and see like, bring in a new doe, breed your buck to that doe, and then bring in a new buck and breed your buck to your original does to kind of do like a process of elimination. But I hate for you to have to buy new stock to figure that out. But it sounds like if they're having troubles producing, you might need new stock anyways. William.
So I think Cole Williams excited. He's on. So for those who don't know, he's our nephew, and he had some projects up for the fair this year too.
He did. He's in mini 4-H, and he had all of his judgings this morning. And we were watching him while he's being judged, and he did such a good job. Yep. He was so cute.
But as you can tell, the most excited part he's ready for is the rides.
He's ready for rides. His part's done, whereas his sister and Josie have all these projects next week. I think we've got things Monday and Thursday. We've got something Tuesday, too, for rabbits. But We'll see.
Yeah, we helped set up the barn last night. That's where we were, and they've got nice new pens up at our fair.
Yeah.
And it was nice because Ashley's parents sponsored one, and they put our farm name on it.
There, so that was really nice.
Yeah, it was cool. So it's cool to see it out there.
It looks really nice in there right now, though.
India Becker said, I only have 2 rabbits. I was thinking to get another.
I would.
Yeah, just in case.
I would. Maybe another doe.
We had that luck with
to figure it out.
Side-Nor buck. We got him as our breeding buck, and he never.
Yeah, he was just shooting blanks the whole time.
He was an older one.
But it took me a lot of breeding seasons because I started out with does that were older and had never freshened before or been bred. So I was like, well, maybe it's them because they're too old, so they're having more trouble catching. But then it came down to like I brought in a new buck and they caught like that. So I'm like, it's Poseidon. And Poseidon I've let cover somebody every season in hopes, and they not once did he ever get it to stick. So. Oh,
Indiana Backyard Gardener's a big theme park person. Loves rides. We got passes for Six Flags this year.
That's so good.
You've been to Six Flags.
I've been to Six Flags.
I don't think I've ever
we
been.
went down to Louisville. That's where we went to our Six Flags.
Have you ever been to what's that place up in Ohio? Cedar Point. Yeah.
I've never been there.
Yeah. I heard
I would love to go though because they've got some really great roller coasters, and I love roller coasters, and he hates them. It's paper.
What do you throw it at the screen? Yeah, I don't ride roller coasters, so I can't say much. Ashley does.
He hates them, and it kills me because I'm like, let's go. And the first time we went on one, it was malfunctioning. And it malfunctioned probably 10 times before we got up to get on. And he did it once when he was like, I thought he was going to hyperventilate. So I was just like, it's okay.
That's weird.
If it's not going to go, they'll get us off of this thing.
I'm not that afraid of heights, though. I don't know what it is. Just not being able to control what I want on the ride.
It's a control freak. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I've seen most of the teenage operators, and I'm like, if something bad goes wrong, I doubt they don't know what to do.
My life is in their hands.
Yeah. I doubt they'd change their own oil, so I'm worried about them operating this ride. So
there are a lot of adults that can't change their own oil. We've worked with many adults like that. We're like, what?
Yeah, it's tricky nowadays. They got some.
That's true. That's true.
Indiana Backyard Gardener says love Cedar Point.
Would you recommend it? Maybe we'll take like a family trip up there.
Jill likes roller coasters. So.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, didn't she? I thought she did. That's right.
No, we took her to Dollywood in Gatlinburg, and I got her to go on one with me. And the whole time she cried and kept saying she was gonna throw up. So like I had her head like in my arm. It was like, don't look. I'm like, I've got you. I'm like, just breathe. Like girls in front of me kept looking back in the middle of the ride because I feel like they thought they were going to get thrown up on.
I will admit, also, I guess due to my age, I did go on one at Dollywood. Was that last year?
No, it was the year before.
And it about killed my back.
Which one did you go on?
Was
that the little firefighter one in the cave?
The firefly thing or whatever. Remember, it's rolled around a couple times. It killed my back, though. And that was the one, I think.
They have a super
my brother-in-law like lost his glasses. Remember they broke?
Yeah, that was the dragon.
Yeah.
He got out and he rolled his back. There's these
poor guy.
Of his sunglasses.
He has troubles with his sunglasses. I feel bad for him.
We're like, oh no, Chad, those were nice sunglasses too. Yeah, we got on one there that was just so. I can't remember what it was called. It was like the Thunderstruck or something like that, and it was so fast. I was not prepared. For how fast it was, and I am a roller coaster rider. Like I love them. And even I was like, this is almost too much.
But then when we're driving, you ever hill too fast. She's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, slow down.
Or if we're up in the barn loft, she's like, it's way too high up here. And I'm just like walking on the edge.
Time to acclimate to our loft.
Like I'll walk across like the rafters and stuff. It won't bother me. Like the little.
Oh, that just, I don't know why, but that just freaks me out a little bit. I'm strapped in a roller coaster, so it doesn't bother me when I'm on a roller coaster. I'm not strapped into the loft.
I can strap in, just have a hunting harness hanging down.
We could make a hay twine harness. That would work.
Darren said, we almost had one of your bee swarm adventures.
Wow.
Brigitte was on a video call with Adrienne as she talked us through it. Just released the video.
I saw that. I have not been able to watch it.
Check that out.
Super
That's
excited.
awesome. I didn't even see it pop up yet. That's cool to hear.
That's so cool. And I'm guessing with Adrienne walking you through, you definitely caught them and
had a successful shot at it.
Well, bringing up bees. Remember in one of the last videos.
Hold on, MS Millennials can't change a tile.
This is true. This is so true.
That's what
It's
Triple A
super true.
No, I'm kidding.
It's cool, whatever. People live their own lives.
Mhm.
That whatever they want to do is cool with me. But we got a swarm at the end of May at the lilac hive, and I talked a little bit about it in my last beekeeping video, which was like a month ago because I haven't had time to film or edit. And we thought that hive actually had 2 queens. One swarmed on the bush and one swarmed back up in the tree. So I gave them about 2 or 3 weeks to kind of establish and see what they were doing. And I got in there and there were no eggs, no brood. They had not drawn any comb. They were just kind of sitting there. And I had given them some stores to help them get started in some empty comb that I shook nectar from when I was harvesting honey. And went in, there's no eggs, there's nothing. So 2 weeks later, here we are 2 weeks later, and I got into it today, and it's been completely robbed, which I figured it would be with that small handful of bees. And those same handful of bees are just kind of just chilling and clustered. So I did an impromptu split today. It was my first ever split that we've done, where I just grabbed a couple frames of brood, eggs, larvae, and brood so that they'll make their own queen. And I didn't check for a queen because I figured if the queen is on one of those frames, that's fine. She will take over that hive, and the hive that I took them from will requeen themselves. But if I didn't get her on those frames, then at least the workers or nurse bees there will pick up there's no longer a queen present where they're at, and they'll make their own queen. So in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be able to tell you guys. I'll probably get in there next week to see what they're doing. But I did a quick inspection while I was in there, and it looked like it was going to storm all day. Those hives were so hot.
Yeah,
I got stung several, like opened them up, didn't have smoke, they were cool, and got the inner lid off, and it was just like all of a sudden the buzz just went from like a really low level to just like so loud, and I got hit twice and like put it down and walked away. I'm like, I got another pair of sweatpants on and then got my smoker going because I'm like, okay, it's overcast, there's supposed to be rain, they're probably just really not wanting me to open up their house.
It never rained.
And it never rains. So I'm like,
thanks,
guys.
Humidity.
But it is the weather here where like every day it could turn quickly from being really sunny and hot and humid to having an impromptu thunderstorm. So it's been kind of crazy here.
And yeah, Backyard Gardener said, if you're a rider, yes you'll love Cedar Point. I will
like it.
And said also their rides are bigger than Six Flags.
What? Really?
Wow.
That's exciting.
That's pretty impressive because Six Flags has some big.
That's really exciting. I hope we get to go down to Dollywood when we go to Gatlinburg this year.
Yeah, if you want to, we can.
I would like to. We didn't get to go last year, right?
Mm-hmm. William, ha ha ha.
He's like, hey, hi, Mama Burton. How are you?
Darren said we got so lucky, little twist to it, and won't spoil it for you.
Okay, I can't wait to watch it now. I like how you're building it up for us too.
We found Mama Burton. This little escapade where we couldn't get a hold of her earlier today, so we found her finally. So. Anyway, Backyard Gardener, how was your 4th? It was awesome.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Actually, our town has been celebrating their bicentennial.
So they had a ton of stuff. At the square.
They've been having like live music.
Food trucks.
But it's nice because like from our house, we're close enough that at night when they really get singing or whenever they've got like live music, we can sit on our back porch and basically listen to it. And we're about a mile or two outside of. Less than a mile, probably.
A mile
out of the town square. Mm-hmm. So that's been really nice. And they've had like food trucks and all kinds of like farmers market vendors.
July 4th night, or was it July? It was Saturday night before. We could sit and listen to music from the town, like on our back deck, which is cool because they had live music. There was fireworks shows all around, so we were watching some of those.
Had the parade. Yeah. So they had like all kinds of things going on.
We get to try our new coffee shop in town.
Yes, so it was really good.
It's neat because like there's our like town square has a courthouse in the middle, and then they have a bunch of businesses around it, like storefronts, and a lot of those are starting to get filled back. It looks like things are picking up there. So
that's really nice.
A couple of boutiques, a coffee shop, there's some other like. I think like a bar type setup. Mm-hmm. So they've had a couple.
Yeah, I know it's reassuring too because after COVID and everything, even though I guess apparently there's a new strain out, like the Delta or Beta strain or whatever the heck it is.
That we might get you for saying.
Okay, YouTube, whatever. I'm so over it. I can't even handle it. But we were really worried because like we do have a lot of mom and pop stores, and we saw that like in areas where they were just closing down, like they just didn't open back up. So to see like new businesses pop up, it's just been it's been invigorating to see new things pop up in our little town. And we're like the smallest county in Indiana.
Yeah.
So like that's really staying for. I know Indiana Backyard Coffee, and even I like their coffee. They have one. It's called You're Killing Me Smalls, and it's like dark chocolate and marshmallow. It doesn't taste like coffee, so of course I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it a lot.
Yeah, Backyard Gardener said Cedar Point has a ride called the Dragster, goes 120 miles per hour. The entire ride is 4 seconds.
Shut up! No way.
Impressive. I think I've seen videos of it though.
That's pretty.
Does it go up like a little bit of an incline and back down? I can't remember if that's the same.
I don't know, but I am really interested in riding that now.
Ferrari ride or Lamborghini ride. They have one too like that, but that is pretty.
Hello,
awesome.
Brigitte. Bonjour.
I bet the G-force on that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I bet you probably.
Yep.
How are you doing, Brigitte?
William said 4-H. Yes.
4-H. We've been all about
sick of 4-H by end of next week.
I'm already sick of 4-H, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready for it to be done. We still got a whole week of running back and forth, but that's okay.
There, Brigitte. I said, did I mention yet that I missed you guys? No, well, I did. We missed everybody too. I actually tried to get the live in this week, and the judging took a lot longer than we expected.
They had the same guy judging 3 different classes.
And there was only like one person allowed in the barn at the time with the judge still. So it took.
We sat there for a really long time.
I know the judges were trying to give like the kids the benefit of like
and they were
time with them and stuff, but it just made things take a long time.
Forever.
So we assumed we were going to be done and out of there.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be cake because especially when we signed in, she's like at the top of the list to talk to judges. I'm like, sweet. But then they did livestock.
Yeah, because we only had 2 projects actually.
We only had 2 projects that night.
We were there
he judged 4 classes.
Yes, we were up there from 5 to. We didn't get home till almost 8:30ish.
It was almost 9.
Yeah,
because I still had to milk, so I was not in a good mood. I'm like, I have got to.
Because we had to rush right when she got home from work to get up there.
Yeah.
So it was a mess. Yeah.
I didn't even get to get dinner.
Yeah, we assumed we'd be done by 7, and
it was horrific.
But really, like the whole time we were just trying to kill time, and none of the stuff was open. So like, we went and grabbed a bite to eat and was trying to. Well, it's kind of
crazy because like their drop-off times are an hour. They blocked off an hour for like a drop-off, and then from the last minute of drop-off, there's a half hour until they start judging.
Yep.
So like if you get there at the beginning of drop-off, you've got an hour and a half till actual judging. But some kids don't stick around. But I found that Jo talking to an adult and explaining herself and showing what she's learned has helped to develop her skills at communication and being articulate and expressive. And it makes me tear up every time I watch her with the judge because I'm like, oh, she's so getting so big. And she hates it. Yep. She hates when I get like that.
Indian Backyard Gardener said, yep, the ride goes straight up.
Oh, I want to ride that.
We'll be able to handle that if it's only 4 seconds. So.
Straight up, 4 seconds at 120 miles per hour.
Yeah, I got to drop zone at Kings Island. And then I was so excited to get off of it that I jumped off. My blood hadn't flowed to my legs yet, so I just landed flat on my face.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm good for those moments.
That was back in his high school years too, so I'm sure that made him feel.
I didn't care.
Very empowered and confident.
Let's see.
Oh, and then straight down. It's the straight down.
Oh, yeah. No wonder. I mean, 120. Oh, poop.
Well,
yeah, he's with me around me.
I will stick the rod on you, will you?
Me and him. He gets all excited about potty talk sometimes.
Yeah. Well, somebody just kind of encourages them the whole time they're around.
I'm good for as an uncle. So.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping. I've had 3 videos pretty much edited to the end and realized
she's still been working on, but just
I still work on them.
Haven't been able to finish them up.
But I've noticed that like you can tell that I've been scatterbrained even in my filming because things are kind of. You guys can probably tell that in the last farm update. Like things are kind of pushed together, and the times are really spread out. So like even when I was going through kidding season, like the way that I filmed was sporadic and it wasn't planned, and I found that I didn't do intros and I didn't do outros. So some of the videos are like they'll just stop because like I don't have an outro, and I'm also trying to trick people to watch all the way to the very end to get my watch hours in.
Did Jo paint here?
Jo did paint here. Joe painted on my table.
Yeah.
She got champion on that though for her division for that painting. So it's not about the ribbons. It's about the experience.
Ribbons are nice though.
The ribbons are nice, but then when she gets a red ribbon, she's like, "I only got a red ribbon." I'm like, "You got a ribbon. You completed the project. It's okay. Did you have fun? Did you learn?" William,
you're gonna get in trouble, bud.
William, I can put you in timeout. Don't make me put you in timeout, William.
No more poop. We're good.
No more poop, or I'll put that in my sensitive
Only
word
place we do around here is in the garden.
I'll text your mom. I will be like, actually, William's doing poopy talk.
But yeah, she had a little bit of scare before the live. She went and checked our new buck, and his Comanche
completely
score.
anemic.
Yeah,
he's white.
We had troubles with the buck pen. Like the last buck, which bred all of our does.
Yeah, Flu.
He went through a similar experience.
He did, and I noticed yesterday. I'm like, you look swollen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't have bottle jaw. I'm like, but I'm gonna go ahead and treat you like you're anemic. And he perked up, and I was like, okay, whatever I gave him, like the B vitamin and probiotics helped him feel better. And he had poo-poos, the runs, so it cleared him up. But then today I was like, man, he's not coming to the fence. He doesn't want to move. He's not acting right. And like took his Comanche, and it is white. And for anybody that knows anything about goats, the Comanche score is like the color of their inner eyelid and their membrane. And if it's white, that means there's not a lot of circulation or blood flow. William?
I put him in timeout. There we go. Did you put him in timeout? You're blocked away for 5 minutes.
Sorry, William. Uncle Marky did that. I didn't do that.
But
so I had to hurry up and go out there and treat him real fast. And I'm out there praying over this animal because I'm like, I paid so much for you to come do your job here. I need you to get through to your first season.
Lou went through a similar thing, and she actually cut this one a little bit faster.
I did pitch it faster.
So yeah, it's just something we're gonna have to watch out for in that pen.
Well, this is where I think I've learned that I have a specific limit, and I've told everybody I've talked to, if there is a season where I've been taught that I have a limitation, it has been this season, because like I'm overextended.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very overextended. And stuff like that, going out and finding like a new animal that you paid a good bit for to be a breeder. And it's like, crap, I miss this because I'm overwhelmed, because I've been in here doing 4-H projects. Like I go out, I feed, I milk, I come back in. Like I try to troubleshoot as much as I can. But when you get just busy, it's really, things just start slipping. And that scared me, because I'm like, things are starting to slip. So I don't know how I'm going to correct that.
Yeah, because I mean, we have a bunch of goats that actually we can sell, right? And they're old enough to sell, and we just haven't had a chance. I can't get time
to get good pictures. I'm milking twice a day. I cannot make myself take good pictures of udders, because everybody, when you're buying dairy animals, you get pictures of the animal's udder, because you need to. I know there's just like a random duck walking outside. And I can't. I'm milking, so I'm there every day, and all I have to do is snap quick pictures or do a quick shave job to show the actual udder.
Yeah.
I have not been able to get to it. I just can't. So I've got money I'm sitting out in the barn. I've got money that's sitting out there basically on death's doorstep. So it's been so frustrating this week. Like I walked in just like an hour ago and was like almost in tears. Like he's completely anemic. And I feel like that's my fault, because I'm overextended and I can't keep up with everything. So I'm going to have to cut corners somewhere, guys.
Yeah.
How are some ways that you guys cut corners on your homesteads?
Darren said, I needed to do more videos this week. However, my allergies have been acting up. Be sure no one wants to see me snotting everywhere.
I do, Darren.
I actually can feel for you, because she gets bad allergies. Our allergy season's earlier, of course. It
is. In the beekeeping videos, you can tell.
Like April-ish.
Yeah. Like the first full hive inspection, like it was awful to try to edit that, because I'm like, I can tell that I'm congested.
Okay, spring time.
Hello, Chad. How are you? How are all your ducks, your chickens, your garden? How's everything going up there? That's crazy.
Terrence said, trying not to get carried off by bugs right now. How about you? I need to catch up on your bee builds, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bugs. Bugs
yesterday. Bugs were,
Our flies are really high right now.
And of course, because I don't have hair on my head, they like to land on my head and bite. So my bald head.
Watch it with the poop talk.
Yeah.
I told him, Sonny, and then his uncle, Emma.
You're out of practice.
I know, I am out of practice. You had to go ahead and You have a fun time out.
Yeah.
You can't go with poop talk. YouTube sometimes don't like poop talk.
Emma said udder pics. That's
it is. Or if you're part of like,
she'll get like texts. So be like,
all the time.
Do you have pics of their udders?
Yeah, they're like, is this their
I'm
first
sure
or
like
second
somebody didn't
name?
know. Like,
can I see their four? Can I see a picture of their four udders?
Imagine like the NFA or whatever that reads texts. So like,
yeah, they're probably
the like, NSA or whatever. It's like,
well,
what
like,
the heck
I
is
got
this
a request once because like I took a picture of the udder and I didn't put the vulva in the picture, and that's really important for udders because you need to know like the distance. Yeah, because
Ashley's getting more and more into it, and like I showed Gooch, but I mean I haven't in a long time, and just didn't get into like the true character traits. But like she's like really looking at what the back attachment, the fore attachment, the udders,
fore attachment, the medial suspensory ligament that runs between the two udders.
Yeah, she's really looking at our goods, which we have linear
appraisals which means I'll probably have a large cut. Because there are some where I'm like, these girls are going to do good and I can improve off of them. And there are some where I'm like, I might keep you as a pet, but if I can improve on them with the bucks that I've got. And I've held lots of daughters back, but yeah, I got a request for like the vulva's not in the picture. Could you please include a picture of the udder with her lady bits? Because they need to know the distance, because the higher up the udder is, the more longevity and useful that udder will be. So gravity won't take over and let that drag the ground or her catch it on her feet or whatever.
The chat going says, my chicken house is a money pit.
Aren't they all though? Any infrastructure right now is a money pit.
Darren said, Chan, can't believe you're still building with lumber prices.
I know,
which they have come down, but from around here now, it's just finding it.
Yeah.
Like the prices have come down, but I guess like there's been a spike in projects because the price came down.
Yeah.
And now it's just out of stock.
We're quickly approaching midsummer here, so there's not a lot of time to wait on projects that might need to get done.
Well, a lot of them got pushed off too because of the prices, and now they can.
Well, I have a shop manager that I work with closely at the university, and he was building. He's a big livestock guy, does all kinds of showing all over the place, raises great beef steers. Like he's a cattle guy, and was building a barn. And back in March, they quoted it for $220,000. They re-quoted it a month ago, and it was $164,000. They're saving roughly $60,000 just because of how the lumber prices fluctuated in that short amount of time. So he's building the barn now. So I'm like, man, I bet you're happy you waited, because his wife wanted to pull the trigger. He's like, see, if I'd have listened to mom, I'd been in the hole another $60,000. But it was just crazy to think like that saved him that a much amount of money. It's just been
scary. He's cracking me up.
You are terrible.
It's a honorary comment when he adds the double face.
Yeah, whenever there's a double face at the end, we know you're being naughty, Darren.
I'm going to talk about her coop, which is awesome, by the way. If you haven't checked
William.
Just ignore him. She said, are in two separate coops. I'm trying to finish our coop so I can put them together and only maintain one flock. Now, Emma, did you get that predator problem taken care of too? Did you end up? Because I didn't see a video. Did she?
I think she did. I don't know if I got to watch it though.
Yeah. Because I remember last time seeing that it was that predator.
You got a trail camera out there, didn't you?
That's right. She was going to mention.
You got the trail camera. Is that what you named your house?
That's cool.
I haven't even watched the name that.
Ashley's is Casa de
Mother Cluckers.
Yeah.
Casa de la Mother Cluckers.
Casa
de la Mother Cluckers.
Yeah, I still can't speak good.
It's okay.
Even though we ate
either.
Mexican food tonight, which was really good.
Yeah.
At our local restaurant.
He kept asking me all day. He's like, "What are we doing this evening? What are we doing this evening?" I think he just wanted to reaffirm that I was in agreement that we were going to go to our local Mexican restaurant. And the answer didn't change. I'm like, we're going to El Reparo.
Officially took care of her predator problem. QQ.
Thank you.
Yep. Good job.
You have to sometimes. It sucks, but they're opportunistic.
Well, when they take your favorite ones too,
it's
that's
always
fair
your
game.
favorite ones, especially like, because wasn't yours like a Swiss?
Because Ashley's worried now. We got a duck that's become her favorite. Was it Lucy?
Lucy is.
Yeah. And she's out running around. And then we had the ducklings, of course, could get out of the fence, and we were going to go eat tonight. And they actually went through all the woods at the front of our land, and we're up by the road, which isn't very far from it, because once the woods clear out, there's probably 40, 50 feet, and then the road. So Ashley's thinking we're going to have to electrify it to keep them in, just because.
I hate doing that, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I haven't done well since, like, I should have started out with that. Because now they're not sensitive to it. So that's going to be
But the parents, like the original ones, never had that.
Well, they've never been big enough and small enough to go through.
So we never had that issue before until these little guys came along.
I don't know. Lucy's got a friend, another little white Muscovy that comes out with her, and I've got to get out there early enough to see what's happening. But I think Lucy has all her flight feathers grown back in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, stop it. It's the only bad thing about Muscovies. They will fly over fencing once their flight feathers come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was your blue Swedish, not Swiss.
And then naturally, I bought 3 blue ducklings. This is the way, Emma. You replace with more. That's how it makes your heart full. For Ashley, at least, that's what she tells me. It's that goat math, which was funny because my friend's coworker that came was like, even said like to my friend, he's like, "Oh, I get the idea of goat math now. How it works out because y'all want more."
Like, they were really nice.
Yeah, they were
really,
awesome.
really nice. We actually we've gotten 3 out of there, but they came to me. I haven't been able to advertise anything. Yeah. Which is very frustrating, but I'm hoping after fair we'll be able to.
I didn't realize this coop was that big, Chance. So they dreamt up a monster octagonal chicken house gazebo thingy with 3 tiers and a cupola.
What? Not idiot.
That sounds
inspiring.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like that is.
But you just raised the bar on all of us. So.
Kudos to you for continuing to go through with your construction.
That thing's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be amazing. I seriously, Chad, do you have a video on all of it?
People are going to drive by that and think you have like an extra house.
They
like
are.
People are like, right? You rent that out.
That's good because then if you ever want to do like farm tours, you have like super interesting structures to show people.
They can stay with the chickens.
Yeah.
Sleep with the chickens.
Sleep with the fishes.
Look, Emma did it right even more. I also picked up 2 runner ducks, which are hilarious to watch.
Mark really wanted runner ducks.
I like watching them, but I definitely like the Muscovies. So.
He's apologizing.
Sorry, you're all right.
We love you, buddy. It's okay. There's no more poops.
Yeah. Chad also said, should be one of a kind. Maybe I'll be a trendsetter. Definitely will be with a coop that size. If you want to keep several breeds and hatch, then this thing's going to have 7 coops and 7 runs. I'm excited. That will be awesome.
God, you're such a go-getter.
I know.
I wish I could become inspired like you. I'm just trying to make it through everything right now.
Oh, is this a type of chicken? You would know. Chad, let us know if you want any. Is that Chinchekler?
I'm guessing. I've never heard that breed, though.
What is that, Darren? Is that a breed of chicken, I'm guessing? Sounds pretty neat.
We're starting a farm stay.
Chad said, well, remember, we're starting a farm stay experience vacation around, so I want to build.
That's true. I remember you mentioning that now.
Instagrammable structures. That would be awesome, though. People would definitely be attracted to that, I would think.
And I think that's great that you're trying to figure out a good way to bring in revenue to support the farm.
Darren, I think you were doing a similar concept, too, or idea, weren't you? Doing that around?
Yeah. I thought he was because you had let that group come in and make those like earthen structures around your property, and I thought that was amazing too. Yeah. But it just scares me to death. And Mark and I have talked about it often, and it's been thrown in our general direction on more than one occasion to open up the farm to let people come and see and to do demonstrations. But someone's like, you should do demonstrations. You should let them come in and see you milk, and you should let them come in and see eggs or like an incubator. But then
because we always end up giving a tour whoever comes and buys something.
Whoever ever comes here, it's never just to the barn and back to the truck.
Like the last guy who bought the buck, he ended up wanting to look at our barn, how we did things.
Oh yeah, it was funny because like I was talking to his wife, and he was just kind of scuttling off like through the barn, which didn't bother me. I mean,
he's a super nice guy.
Very nice, and I really probably should be a lot more stringent on my biosecurity, but I'm torn. I'm really torn because I take my goats to a show. We're going to a 4-H show. Technically, like I don't have a closed herd because we go to shows sometimes. So it was funny because he was like looking through the barn. He's like, "This is what I want. This is kind of what I'm looking for." And I'm like, well, it makes it a lot easier. And the more infrastructure you have, the more you can house. And I have the ability to move things around or put up temporary pens or quarantine pens pretty much anywhere. And I think we've tried to make like those lean-tos where we can put structures that are movable within them. Like that's why I use the Seidel panels for kidding, because I can literally they're drop pins. And if I want to bring pin out to the yard. I just take the panels, drop pin them, and use them in the field. We used them for permaculture last year. The goats helped us clear out a good portion of our wooded lot towards the road last year. They did almost all the clearing for us so that we could actually get in and get to the roots and cut everything down. So,
yeah.
I mean, I would love to have people come here and look and experience, but the liability, it just seems like that would be another layer of stress. I'm already like at my capacity right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in years to come, I'd love to be part of a CSA where people like put in their orders at the beginning of the season for all kinds of things, fresh chicken, eggs, all of that. It's just, I'm not there yet. This has been a year. It's kind of made me realize like I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to be there, but just not yet.
Darren said, sleep with the fishes. Is she, my friend? I'll pay you a little visit. Hit you with a pair of concrete galoshes. That's funny. I need to work on my Boston.
You do. Like a mobster.
Mobster. Like my friend will always say, what would he say?
Shyster.
Yeah, he'd always like.
But he wouldn't say it like a mobster. He said it really weird.
Yeah, he's like, I can't even tell.
It was high pitched and everything.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
I'm like,
kid me like Jake Ross, he's a shyster.
Yeah, that's what he would say it like that.
It was, we'd always get a kick out of that. Chad said it. I think this coop is like 38 feet and each size 16.
You are psychotic. Man. Like, I don't know how you're doing. Are you constructing this all by yourself?
A full barn.
Are you? I'm guessing you're probably doing all this by yourself too.
Now,
which
the
makes
question
it even
is,
more impressive.
how many chickens do you end up planning to have in there?
I think he's got 7 different runs, so if he does purebreds, he'll have 7 different breeds.
I mean,
maybe
chicken count though. Like he could have 150 on this.
That's true.
And that thing's huge.
It's a Quebec breed. Okay. Partridge. Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
that's really neat.
We'll have to look that one up. That sounds awesome. Be great in our freezing winters.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You'd really have to have some cold hardy animals.
Is that one plugged in?
It's not plugged in.
It's clicking dark.
Well, we can turn this on too. Can we go do that?
No, you're good. I'll get it.
Mark's complaining. He wants his lighting, guys. He needs to shine in.
It's looking like we keep getting darker. It's like we're fading away.
Is that a problem? Whoa, what was behind this that just made a weird noise?
I don't know. Probably a 4-H project.
4-H projects are going on. Sorry, I've really just you guys.
Let's zoom in. There we go. Look at that.
Okay.
Like
is it better?
For my eyes to adjust. Yeah. Now we're all lit up.
We're illuminated.
In the bright lights.
Oh my gosh. I've missed talking to you guys. I have got to admit, like this feels normal. Everything we've been going through does not feel normal. So this is good for me.
Oh, Emma said, looks like they're great with the cold, but probably couldn't handle the heat we get in the Midwest.
Yeah, like
that's the problem with like our area. And Emma, I think you're pretty close, but
yeah, Missouri probably gets a little worse.
Yeah, the heat in the summers is pretty intense, and then we get the cold in the winters. Sometimes it's hard on animals.
Deluges of rain. It's just...
Yeah. Like I was talking to somebody out in Seattle when they had the heat wave, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't have AC because usually don't get the hot." Like, man, we have to like have both because it's like in the winter it gets too cold.
Someone's like, "How do you pay your energy bill?" For the skin of our teeth, you know, it's just part of living out
just
here.
Gets bundled in with the feed bills and everything else. All the other things.
The feed.
Yeah, the feed
you went with me to get feed, and I could tell when he told me how much I owed in feed. Mark was like,
"Which it's gone up too."
Like everything is going up around here, so I'm kind of.
Well, Chad said actually the farm supports the vacation rental. We pull in quite a bit of revenue. Because we're in a resort area for outdoor stuff.
Okay,
that's
cool.
Awesome.
That's super cool.
It's definitely cool. You're in an area that supports
you want to visit that area. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll have to wait till the coop's done this so we can see it.
Wow.
Darren said, allowing the group to come in here for the survival courses are great. They pay us a percentage, which really helps cover feed bills.
It does. Yeah. You have to you have to have that side hustle.
Oh, this is cool.
You really do.
We also want to add a Viking A-frame sod roof cabin in the back. Woods so people can come rent it for a week or weekends. Wake up and go to sleep with Highland Cat.
That's really cool.
That would be
close up with Ashley. Sorry.
Let's see, Chad said the farm loses money right now because my vision requires so much infrastructure, but once that's done, I'll start with some experiences after that, like pony rides, guided hikes, archery, axing, etc.
That's really cool.
That's cool. You have all that planned out, though. I mean, you have that vision for what's going to turn into. So, and we got Crazy Life.
Hello, Crazy Life.
And
How
Rockin'
are you?
Robin's Goats.
That's Braxton, right? That's you, Braxton. That's really awesome. How are you doing down there?
Leave for Texas on Monday. Wow.
Really? Why? Where are you going? Why are you going to Texas?
Ashley wants to know if it's for a goat.
Is it for a goat? If it's for a goat, it's always worth it.
They should have no problem with the heat down there. The big difference is they have no comb, prevents them from getting frostbite.
That makes a lot of sense. So do they not have like wattles either, though?
Partridges don't. I don't.
No, they probably don't. Temperature swings are brutal.
But all the rain killed me. That's why my garden got so bad. Torrential rains followed by hot days. That will do it. Yeah. Here recently, our corn has just shot up.
The corn is loving it, but so are the weeds.
Mm-hmm.
But so are the weeds.
They're like competing for the same space.
It's been so awful. And we need to bush hog the backfield again because it's high.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had a doe that's been back there, like a white-tailed deer, that's been back there every night religiously for about a month. So I know she's bedding her fawn back there.
Yep.
Or fawns. I'm sure there's probably multiple mommies that are bedding them back there. So we've been trying not to bush hog because God forbid that we ever hit a fawn. Like, I will lose my mind. Mark, just don't tell me if it ever happens. I won't be able to handle it. So we've been trying to stay out of there and let them get their fawns to the point where they're ready to travel with them.
Yep. Chad also said afternoon tea in the garden with the ducklings, maybe farm chore experiences, maybe horseback riding if we can afford it.
That's cool.
You don't have like a full onslaught of activities.
And that's nice
if
you can get people to do like chores.
Yeah.
Because then it's like they pay you to do farm chores. That's pretty amazing.
Or you get big enough, you just hire people to run it. That's what we had with the local farm here, where they have the corn maze.
This is true. Yeah, they just hired people to help them run.
Mainly kids, yeah.
But they quit that this year. Last year was their last year. Yeah. They were just getting too old. It was a lot.
My sister, sorry, William, had my phone, took some liberties while we were setting up the poultry barn. You're totally fine.
You're okay. God love you for going to the poultry barn. Those tables looked heavy to set up. Bless your heart.
Chad, have you had horses before Money Pit? Let me know if you have any questions. Manage a horse farm for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, horses are money pits.
Yeah.
Super
it's amazing
fun.
how
Great
much hay they go through, because like we have a ton of leftover hay, and like the horse alone,
she burned through it.
Yeah. And then our entire goat herd.
Control her to stall her to make sure she wasn't taking it from the goats.
Headed to church camp down there for 2 weeks with my cousins. I missed the goats, but no, they're taking care of it. That was an awesome trip though down to Texas.
That's right. That's right. You mentioned that in your comment. That's cool. Yeah. That's really neat that you get to go and do things like that too. Yeah, that'd be fun. Enjoy that while you can.
Be sure to sightsee while you're down there in Texas.
And then the goats will be super happy when you come back.
Yeah.
Mine are always happy when we go away for a week and then we come back. I'm like, oh, you know me.
Yeah. Like, hey, you returned. Chat said once I built my pond, maybe ice fishing, ice skating, hockey, little canoe for rent.
Oh my goodness. Man. You are just a little entrepreneur over there,
That's one thing we want is a pond for sure.
Yes.
A fish a little bit and just have extra water source on the property. Chad, everyone needs Highlands. Ashley would agree with you.
I would agree with you 100%. If I didn't think they'd churn the ground that we've got so much, I would 100 haul off and get them right now.
Crazy Life said, I'm doing well. Saw your bee inspection. I may get another chance to harvest honey from Flow Hive. First bee did not come together too well.
Oh, that sucks.
She was out there. She mentioned earlier. She was out there today.
Just doing like an impromptu split, and they were hot. They were not nice. I got stung in the thighs twice before I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna go put on some. Because I didn't do a full suit because last time they weren't hot at all.
Yeah.
But it's overcast here. It looked like it was gonna rain, so I should have known better. But I smoked the crap out of them. I smoked the crap out of those bees. I was like, no, we are not doing this.
Braxton said, do you guys incubate your eggs? We started some.
Yeah, we've incubated. Actually, like I've had one hen that went away, and then she came out with 9 chicks.
Yep.
So and I'm letting her do her thing. I had one in the chicken coop that set on a whole clutch of eggs and came out with 1.
Mm-hmm.
The others just didn't hatch. And I wasn't going to candle them or anything, so I got rid of them.
Yeah.
So we're up another 10 chickens. I've got to deplete my chicken population. But I have a rooster right now that I think he's going to go in the pot. We actually have meat chickens. You guys don't even know that. We have 10 meat chickens or 11.
Yeah. something like that.
11 Cornish rock cross.
I can't keep count.
Some of those are going to go to the fair, and then they come right back home, but then we'll butcher them ourselves. So this will be our first time butchering Cornish rock cross by ourselves.
No, it's bad because I'm a numbers guy and I can't keep track of how many.
He doesn't know. I don't know either. I think there's 10. I think there's
someone
10.
asked us the other how many goats.
I
just looked at her, then she's like.
I was like, I had 22 kids hit the ground, and I had like 18, 19 before that. So do the math. I didn't even want to do the math myself. I'm like, what is that? Like 41. I have 41 goats. So those numbers will go down because the bucks will start leaving soon once I can get a moment. Joe said she would help me take pictures tomorrow. So I'm going to recruit her while she's walking goats for fair.
Yep.
To help me take pictures. So
Darren said we would love a pond, but we were all saying need to get a liner first. Yeah, we've got areas here where they'll hit clay.
Lots of clay.
So if you hit that, then you can use that to sort of
our water
line
table
out
is super
a pond,
high. It's really high here. So
because
we won't have a problem with
for our ducks, we actually just drain our gutters and our sump pump into it. Our sump pump, when it rains a lot, it'll run pretty often, but just off and on during the summer. I mean, it takes
it's a little
pretty
low
long
right now just because
it's been dry.
We've had about a week of dry, so it feels lower, but we're supposed to have like thunderstorm probabilities like the next 10 days.
Yeah.
That they could just pop up. Oh, baby Island. They're so cute when they're little. They're cute when they're big. Like they're one of the few cows. I'm like, they stay cute their entire lives.
Let's see. Crazy Life said, I had a hive that was imploding. Had to change the outside box out the other day.
Oh, man. Our populations, like with our swarms that came from our own hives, are just booming. Like I've already put on, 2 weeks ago, I put on another brood box for Blackberry Hive, and then Honey Locust Hive got another brood box today, even though they were the ones that stung me. But their mother hive that they swarm from is notorious for being hot in the fall. So I'm wondering if we may be in a dearth. I don't think we're in a dearth. The clover's still in. Everything is kind of still in here. So I'm like, the only thing I can think is it was the weather. It was overcast and probably threatening to rain. But boy, they got me. Like to the point he walked out when I was doing an inspection. I'm like, get out of here. Like, don't come close to the hive. I'm like, they're hot.
Let's see. Chad said, how do I know when and how to harvest white mulberries? That's a good question. Yeah. We wait till they turn purple because ours are already purple. Yeah, ours start out white. I don't know.
We barely got enough.
I don't know if the white have any good sign. Like,
I don't know. I guess my good judge is if you go and pull and they pop right off. Yeah. And not like a pull, like you just give them a little bit of pressure, and if they come up, I use that to judge for blackberries, raspberries, mulberries.
Unfortunately, ours turn bright, like a dark purple.
Dark purple.
So like you can tell right away visually they're ready. But
which we harvested some. I had to freeze them because I haven't had time to make jam. No, but we had all that torrential rain. So when they came into berry, that was like the week when we were just getting hit with storm after storm.
That's why I want to mow in the back so we can get back to the blackberries again.
Yeah, but that's why we didn't get to harvest many mulberries. It rained too much, so it knocked a lot of those really good berries on the ground.
Now, how to harvest? Of course, you can go through and finger pick them. That's sometimes what we do, but also a good method is to lay a tarp down and then
shake.
That's a good way to tell if they're right too. Is if you shake.
If you give it a good shake and they come off, they're right.
Yeah.
The only bad part about that is if you have dead twigs, leaves, or bugs, they come down too.
Yeah.
So you'll just have to kind of sift through.
I still think it's faster than trying to go through finger picking and reaching up.
It was way faster. And the ducks loved me while I was doing it. They were following me around. I was like, you guys have eaten all the berries already. But we are on the precipice of blackberries. And that's why, Emma, why it's taken so long on your honey. I want to send you mulberry jam too, but I don't know if I'm going to get jam for that.
Yeah. And our, this is probably the first year we had a good crop of the grown mulberries that we've set out. So we have natural ones in the back and up near the front. But Ashley planted some mulberry bushes a couple years ago, and the goats every time they got out
not mulberries.
Oh, I'm sorry, blackberries.
And raspberries.
But the goats would get out and just chew them down. Yeah. But they finally came back, and now some of them are.
Joke, the berries are like this long. They're down to my second knuckle.
Yeah.
They're huge.
I don't know what
they're huge. Well, they got
steroids they're on, but.
I think, not animals, but sometimes plants go into overdrive when you over prune them. Yeah. Like they go into a dormancy, and then it's like they have a reaction to grow. And I think that's what happened with these plants.
Emma's saying we have a nice big pond, lots of fish in it, but we need to clear out the snapping turtles. Way too many of those in there. One massive turtle.
They're good eating. Turtles are good eating. If you're into that, I know some people don't like that, but they're good eating.
Because if we're still looking for a new farm to live on, prices are just outrageous. Sorry,
we really are. We will definitely
we'll be praying for you. But
it's like
I
that
agree,
here.
the prices are.
Well, I was talking to somebody down at the 4-H show she did, and she's like, I put my house on the market yesterday. She's like, it's been on the market for 9 hours. She's like, I have 4 showings today. So like, she was trying to hurry up and get her kid judged so that she could go home and clean up for it. She's like, it's only been on for 9 hours. Like, real estate here is flying left and right. It does not stay on the market for very long. So I feel bad for you.
Emma was saying, we thought about some because we get good money for our place, but then we'd have to find something, and we're staying put for. Yeah, that's what we've had a couple people we know that sold, and then
now
they
don't have a place to go.
And then like the stuff they want, they're paying way above because they're like, well, we really want it, and there's nothing.
Well, they're like, we got way above our asking price, so we can upgrade. I'm like, no, you actually can't because of the way that the prices are inflated. Right, you're going to probably get less.
And we had one guy who was offered. He had like a farm with 60 acres, and it was like out of the blue. He didn't even have it for sale. It was offered.
Someone came to him.
Crazy amount.
A crazy amount of.
But then he started looking at the market, and he's like, I can't touch anything out there for that, and I've already got it what I want. So he's actually probably not going to sell it, even though he was offered.
I wouldn't if I were him.
I mean, it was way above the asking price. But then he's like, maybe I can hold out and rent a place until the prices come down. Who knows how long that's going to be?
Because how many people you think are being forced into rentals?
Yeah.
We have a really hard time here, like on the Facebook forums for lots of local places. They're asking, is there any place to rent? Is there any place to lease?
General town chat
we don't have places in the area that are like open for rent or lease here.
No. Because I've said so far, I've harvested garlic and onions. Potatoes are next. We did some peppers the other day.
Yeah, we got pepper. We got our jalapenos yesterday.
For the fair.
They started.
I actually grabbed some lettuce.
Yeah.
Wednesday or Tuesday.
Did you grab lettuce to make a salad?
Yeah.
Was it bitter?
No, it wasn't too bad actually. I put
It's trying to bolt the heat.
Yeah. But I did a wrap with the turkey.
Did you really? Why didn't you show me? Why didn't you take a picture and show me?
I'm not one of those that takes pictures.
I'm so proud you went down to the garden and picked something to eat because like Joe and I will go down there and I'll pick mint leaves and we've gotten peas. The jalapenos are in. I'm not going to get broccoli or cauliflower because pests like them a lot. Darren said that no clay in our area would have to truck in some for a few hours away, probably cheaper than probably just to do a liner then. Probably. At that point, yeah. Switch homesteads for. I think we all want to switch homesteads with Chad for a week. Yeah. Chad said, I watched a video and the guy laid a sheet down and shook the tree. It seemed to work. Yeah, it works really good. Generally, I won't just because I don't have a sheet. Like, I'll just go out with a cup. He's afraid to grab the wrong sheet is what he's trying to say. No, like, I'll just do it on a whim. So I'll walk out with a cup, grab some, and bring it in. And I only got the sheet because I knew. Make a dedicated time to do it. A sheet definitely works better. If you don't have enough time, where you're like, I need to harvest fast. Yeah. That's why I use the sheet because I could just shake it. I eat half of them while I'm picking them too. So they've been out there for 2 hours picking, and then come in with like less than a quart. I'm like, how does that even happen? And they've got like purple. Well, now the ducks love them too. So tell them about the ducks and the. So we've trained the ducks now when they hear the word nom nom to come to us. They come running around their bars. Because whenever we give them treats, we're like nom 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 nom. So whenever we want them to come to us, we're like nom nom. In a big herd. It's hilarious. But Lucy gets out of her pen and comes every morning when I'm milking. Like, she is my buddy. She cleans up any of spilt grain. She sometimes tries to knock the bucket of grain over, which she's starting to become a little invasive in that way. But they're so cute. I love my ducks, guys. I've got to admit, I did not think I was going to like the ducks. I love the ducks. Yeah. I love them. They're so awesome. Chad said we have 3 white mulberry tree and they're all like maybe 40 foot tall. Wow, those are big. Yeah, those are pretty big. Any idea what zone mulberries are good to? Pretty sure they're pretty hardy. I'm pretty sure they're pretty hardy. It seemed like they went pretty far north and south. Yeah, we're in 5B and they're everywhere here. Yeah, they're actually invasive. Yeah, they're very prolific here. They have no problems. And I'm hoping, Emma, I'm going to try to find you some saplings too. Chad said, how do you prune mulberry trees? These haven't been done for years. Oh, we don't even prune ours. Yeah.
Well, we do
just only prune them if they're getting in the way.
Yeah, for mowing, because they do get some lower branches that hang down, and then our goats also take care of any that are close.
Yeah,
they love
when they get very heavy, they tend to sag a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they'll sag, like we've had one that used to sag on the old chicken coop, and I had to cut that branch off. So the only time we prune them is when. In
that video I actually shared recently, the big tree that came down, it knocked like a bunch of our mulberry branches down in a tree that it fell on. And it's funny because all the goats had it fell in the buck pen, and there was quite a few goats in there because you had a couple of does.
It might kill that tree. I'm looking at it right now, and the leaves do not look good.
But that was one branch also. It's still cracked. True. But all the goats ended up with the runs because they were eating all the berries.
Eating all the berries.
But they were just gorging themselves on it.
They were enjoying themselves. They were happy to have that fallen tree.
Karen, Emily, can't you noodle for catfish?
I don't know. Catfish have that big plate in the back of their mouth. I admire people that go noodling.
Or if you accidentally stick your hand in a snapping turtle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It would be bad. Because it seems like a lot of those guys missing fingers. It looks like.
Well, they have a crushing plate in the back of their mouth. So if you get a finger back there and they get that plate on you, you're probably gonna lose a finger.
We've got some big ones back in our day.
They growl. They freak
and then
me
I had
out.
one of my friends that just butchered it right there. And then threw it in the chicken fryer.
He butchered it on a manure wagon. Yeah. And it was like, why does no one want this? I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, it could be that's on a manure wagon that you just filleted it. Like, I'm backwoods. I'm not that backwoods. Hey, Cody, how are you?
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're trying to
get back into the swing of things.
We're trying
we
to
missed it by so much.
So to get back in. We've missed you guys. We've really missed you guys a lot.
Like we said, we tried to get live on Wednesday and it just didn't work out. So we decided we still wanted to do one and tonight was night. So
I felt so bad because I'm like, we're making time for you guys.
Yeah.
I canceled and I'm like, oh,
why have we been ghosting you? We're gonna do it again.
Have we been ghosting you? Oh, jokes on you, we are.
Emma said we've been looking in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming prices are oh man, those places are beautiful. I'd say if they move out there, we have to visit. I've always wanted to visit Montana and Wyoming.
I want to go to Wyoming. Wyoming is the one that.
One thing I talked to Ashley about that we want to try is the Yellowstone series. So they rent out that farm, but of course with the series being so popular,
can't get in there.
Yeah, the rent it's booked way up. So hopefully it dies down in the next couple of years. But love to stay on that.
Oh, sorry, you meant noodle for the snapper. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, you probably noodle for both, but you might.
When I worked at a canoe rental, people would come in and they'd be like, so you guys got snappers? I'm like, let me just say I would not wear flip-flops into the water. There are lots of snappers around our
area. If you get that massive one gets you can lose a finger.
Yeah. They take it right off. And then once they bite down, they do not let go. They don't.
Crazy Life said, I didn't put anything in the ground after they sold the place. I was just so discouraged. I think she had mentioned there was a farm she was looking at. So
it sucks to feel that way. It really does.
Chad said we got a 2-month guest until September 1st. Great
really?
Booking. Wow.
They're just coming out to just chill for 2 months.
Which a lot of places are booking up.
Yeah, but for 2 months. Well, a lot of people work remotely too now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably jumping the gun, but I have an interview for a remote job, and I'm super duper excited because I would love to be here more and not at work. Yep. Well, I'd be at work, but I'd be at home.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. You guys, prayers, vibes, send them my way. I need them.
Darren said, I don't know. I think we should get back to taking pics of our food for Facebook and stuff. Politics. I'd rather look at food than politics. I don't know why. So. Cody said, have you canned any pepperoncini peppers? I'm growing a ton and need to start putting some away.
No.
She did
I did jalapenos. I water bath.
And then one of them had a ton of seeds and that jar was so hot.
Well, it had a couple red ones in there and I should have put all the red ones aside and made a super hot bottle, but there were a couple red ones in a couple different jars and it just made everything very hot.
Yeah.
Mark's like, ooh. He'd start eating, he'd be like, ooh, this one is hot.
It was on fire.
So I'm excited
I'm okay with a little bit of heat, but man, those were on the edge.
They were a little much.
Yeah.
And he, like he said, he loves the heat. So that's really saying something.
I like flavor more though. I don't want to do challenges just to eat as hot as possible. I want flavor still, but I do like spicy food. So.
I can tell it's bad when he breaks out into a sweat.
Yeah.
Like, ooh,
That's about what my limit is. I don't do
must be pretty hot.
My sister, it was last year, was picking peppers, and somebody had put in a Carolina Reaper
yeah.
seeds in her seed packet.
Her bell peppers.
Yeah, and she just didn't pay attention. It looked a little different, but didn't think much of it.
She thought it just didn't germinate
and man,
correctly.
It burned for like 5 or 6 hours. She said it was just
her fingers were burning, her lips, her
drinking
tongue,
milk, everything, trying to.
Well, then she said just sipping from the same glass was like reigniting it. She's like, I had to go to different glasses. So
yeah, it was intense.
It was kind of crazy.
It makes some hot ones, that's for sure. Chats, I've been trying to teach my ducks.
Yes.
Was that Tulagan?
Yeah, go to bed.
Tagalog, Philippine for go to bed. Yep. Wife's a Filipina. So when I free range them in the orchard, I can get them back to the donkey bunkie. Yep.
There you go.
It's funny how trainable they are. Because Ashley's got the one that her friend Buddy now, her friend Lucy, and follows her into the milk room.
And she'll just chill there and watch.
Yeah. And she'll throw
she does try to knock the bucket over, though. She's realized the bucket is full of feed. So I have to watch her there.
Yep. Oh, Darren's heading out.
That's all right, dear. We're probably not going to be here much longer.
Yep. It's getting late, but we just
it's good to talk to you, though. We miss you guys.
Yep. Cody said, I love to go noodling. I've wanted to for years. Everyone thinks I'm nuts, but won't go with me.
Aww.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be up for it. One thing Ashley always talks about she wanted to do was the archery fishing, which would be cool.
That would be so much fun. I've looked at because you can usually take regular bows and get a rig to go on it to make it to where you can basically, is it like harpooning, I guess, then if you're using, it's fishing with a bow. I want to do that. They go at night and they have bow hunt with a fish.
Yeah, it's pretty popular now. But
yeah, we've seen it a couple times on the lake, and I'm always so envious. I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah. Emma said, remote job. Yeah, good luck, girl. Yep.
I know.
She already was told that, or got the email that she's in the second round.
I interviewed yesterday.
Which is pretty much the final round.
It is. They said this will be the final round.
Because the second round includes 3 interviews. So
so it'll be a panel Zoom meeting, which is fine. But I had an interview at the university the day before for another position. Yeah. So I'm actively looking, just because my manager kind of makes it tough to flex or have a life outside of work and not take all of your time for little things. So I'm not holding on to that.
Could you say good luck as well?
Oh, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Crazy life. I want to go hog hunting. We talked about doing that for an anniversary, but life's been
crazy. Maybe for our 15th.
But we definitely
that would be next year, right? 15th would be next
I could go one of those all-inclusive ones where they have a place to stay. She really wants to do one too where they do horseback.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. I think that would be so awesome.
Yeah, we definitely have guns we take though.
Yeah,
we have a couple we definitely.
Yeah, we have our own guns. We don't need them to supply our pew pews. We've got them.
Yeah, it'd be fun to definitely do. And down south, I mean, they're so plentiful. They're definitely trying to get people to do it. So.
Oh yeah, they're considered a nuisance. So.
I think it's really cool the ones that also cook it up for you.
They'll butcher and cook it for you and send it on your way with the cooler and stuff. Yep. So I think that'd be awesome. Crazy Life, we would like to do that too.
I'm gonna say I think I'd enjoy noodling if I actually like catfish, but me and catfish don't play well.
Aww.
Now I like eating catfish.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel has a really good one. I hope it's catfish, but
making me hungry.
We've had catfish down in Tennessee too. What was that? Huck Finn's catfish.
Huck Finn's down in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much food they were giving me. They're like, you guys.
Patty made it.
Patty, hi.
You made it. That's
okay. I'm so happy to see you, my friend.
We're on a different night, so don't blame you. And then, like we were saying earlier, we tried to do Wednesday night, and the judging at 4-H took longer than expected.
Yeah, a lot longer.
But we really wanted to touch base because
it's been so long.
Ashley looked at the calendar and was like, it has been a full month.
Yeah, last time we were live was June 9th, and it is July 9th now. I'm like, that is way too long.
I mean, we honestly have been trying to get.
It's been softball or 4-H or both. Sometimes it's both. We went to softball to 4-H a couple of nights. Yeah. So.
But after next week, things should.
It should slow down. And I'm hoping to get back into a normal filming.
And actually was thinking about doing a live with Josie showing next week.
What do you guys think of that? It'll be in the middle of the day, but for her showing like her goat shows and stuff. I'm like, why not go
I thought
live
we could
with
even
that?
do it live from the fair too. While
Yeah.
because we're planning to set up a little pop-up tent.
Well, next Wednesday, so like there's the dairy goat milk out. We have to milk out the night before for the show the next day.
Mm-hmm.
She has a pets project that she's doing, and she's doing the little fashion review. She sewed her own sundress.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's not here. It's
That's
at the
right.
fairgrounds.
She took it already.
It's already at the fairgrounds.
Like,
and she did such a good job, but like she gets to go and like model it for people, so that'll be super fun. It's not like her forte either, so I'm excited. And she's excited about it too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got a lot going on next Wednesday. So hopefully, like we'll be able to do a live from the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cool.
Maybe.
And if we're all sweaty and pouring and sweat,
yeah. If we look like we're a hot mess, it's because we are a hot
degrees
mess.
and high humidity. It feels like.
Yeah.
Chance out. I just had a video where I promote my kittens, full-time barn cats. They're doing an awesome job, and caught 2 mice and a bird already.
Wow.
Plus, they follow me around like a puppy.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is awesome.
And a good barn cat is hard to come by.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. Audra, hi!
I'd like to learn archery in general. I want to be like Robin Hood.
It's fun.
Ashley says Katniss. That's her favorite.
I often get called Katniss when people find out I like archery, but I'm like, I'm nowhere near that good at all. But thank you for the compliment.
You love shooting archery, though.
I do love shooting.
It's one of those permanent target setup. But
yeah, I love shooting archery.
It's one of those things, though, you have to concentrate and make time for.
And like, sometimes it falls on the
wayside. And as everybody knows, on here, farm animals always change your schedule.
Yeah.
Can't just let them go.
You say, oh, you wanted this week to go smooth. Here's this big wrench in my hand. I'm just going to throw it in here.
Audra said, I love catfish. Yeah, we do too.
See you later, Cody. Yeah, we love catfish too.
Hattie said, I just found out we have wild hogs and have begun to inhabit the is that Butte?
Butte, yeah.
The natural area just to my south. FNW is trying hard to stop them. Oh, man.
They're tough too when they start to spread.
It's popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I said, down south is a bad area. I know Ashley's family had, like, her uncle's from like Tennessee, and he was talking about them invading and just tearing up.
Yeah.
They cost thousands and thousands of dollars in damage.
Well, especially like agricultural or
yeah,
farm fields, just crops. They just destroy
ground.
Like
said they have changed the bows for archery where they lets you hold 10 to 20 pounds. Yeah, Ashley's got a nice bow tech.
Yeah.
That really lets off.
It really lets off
it's so smooth. It's amazing.
Yeah, because I think it's a 65 or 70 pound draw, but like once I get to full draw, it's only like 50. It's nice.
Yeah. But it throws you off if you're not used to it, because it feels like it has that wall where it sort of has a little bit of slag and slack.
Especially
and
like
you just let off and it's like boom.
Yeah. And that happens all the time, like in the stand. You'll draw and you'll wait, and if they don't come in that right shooting, what do they call a shooting lane? Like you're letting it go, and you're like, it's gonna really pull me, and I don't want to make any sudden movement, so it's terrible.
So the trigger makes it easier. Yeah. But I remember the first time showing my grandpa, who, was it?
He had no idea what he was doing.
He used the old style and like the recurve and stuff like that, but never like an archery, what do you call it, compound.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize it let off like that, so he's like, man, that's just really strong. And all of a sudden, he was sort of letting off, thinking, oh, it feels light, and it jerked, and he hit the kitchen light, knocked it around, and then he was like,
it's gonna pull itself apart. I'm like, well, it kind of is.
And then after he's like, they'll go right through it, dear.
I knew what you were trying to say, Patty, but I laughed so hard. She says, I'm in for daytime if I'm home. But I knew you meant home. Like, that made me giggle inside so hard.
You caught it, Patty. You're good.
Oh, Lord.
Audra said, I love the Hunger Games books, but cannot stand Jennifer Lawrence. So, yeah.
Joe liked the movies. And I was actually listening to the audiobook this week, because whenever I'm milking or something, sometimes I don't want videos. Sometimes I'm like, I would like to listen to an audiobook, and I always pick the Hunger Games series.
Yeah.
So I was like, Joe, this is the Hunger Games book. She's like, no, it's not. And it started saying like Katniss and Peeta. She's like the movie Hunger Games? I'm like, yeah, that's based off of the book.
Mm-hmm.
So then she was all ears, but it was just funny because she just didn't make the connection.
Permission to laugh. Hey, autocorrection always messes things up too.
Me often.
Yeah.
Like that always happens to me.
Ashley sent one to her what was it? Your mom, and it was
instead of saying ha ha ha, it was like nag nag nag.
no,
it
the
was
one
my
with
sister.
the coin.
Oh, it meant like I was trying to say something about a coin, but it said I was escorting a coin.
Yeah.
And my parents thought that was hilarious.
Oh,
my dad collects coins. He's like, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" You know.
Yeah, it was so much.
Like,
the weird thing was, it was like completely different, and it autocorrected so bad.
Yeah, the word was nowhere near that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We do both do. He does archery if he has time, and because I do. I took
my first deer with it.
Yeah, he did. He took it with a compound bow. He has a compound bow, and he has
I sold my one. I think I'm.
You have my old compound bow, though.
I do have a crossbow.
Yeah.
But I've honestly, since like my shoulders have been bugging me the past couple of years, and I had a pinched nerve in one last year, so I haven't honestly, because like for me to take one out, I have to feel super confident in using it. And if I haven't practiced a month or two before, I'm just not going to.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it, which is good. That's ethical. I mean, you should never go and take a weapon that's not been sighted in or that you're not comfortable with.
Kill me, yeah.
We've had situations where it's like you're confident in the bow and it's just the animal jumped the string or the animal, you just misjudged or something happened, and that's a terrible feeling to have. Yeah. But yeah, we do both do archery, but I do hog the deer stand from like October until November. So
I might use your old one because it's.
You should. It's only a 50. It's a 50 to 60. I think it's set at 56.
My old one was 72, but like I said, my shoulders. Part of that's from doing postals because I've been sore since then, and then last year I had a pinched nerve. So
yeah, I prefer to take archery to do archery. But and then as soon as firearm season comes around, like I'm gonna pick up a pew pew like everybody else. Definitely. I am still alive. I know, Adrian. Isn't that crazy?
I totally fell asleep.
You're okay.
Yeah, good to have you.
It's not our normal night at all.
Patty said autocorrect screw-ups can be the funniest.
Hi, Evelyn. How are you? Yes, they are the funniest.
Oh, we get kicked. My daughter loves reading them too. Yeah. Well, either if the autocorrect screws up or if they send it to the wrong person. It's funny too. And not realizing. My dad, once in a while, well, he did this week, but like he'll mean to send a message to my mom. And he'd just be like, "Love you, sweetheart. I'm getting coffee or whatever." And I'll just mess with him. Like, pick me up one too. I'll take the coffee. Oh, sorry, I meant to.
Yeah, like we know who it was meant for, but that's
my name's Mark, and then I think he has hers in there as well, or something like that. So
it's silly.
Audra said, I'm listening to a series on Audible right now that I love so much. It's the Hollow series by Kim Harrison. I'm obsessed. Also, the First True series by Dawn Cook.
Oh, I might have to look into those.
I should like Audible books.
Yes, I do.
I say audio, but
I don't know how many times I've listened to like Watership Down, the audiobook on that. I don't know if anybody in here has ever like watched the cartoon Watership Down or read Watership Down, but like I love it. It's a bunch of rabbits. It's a whole story about rabbits that have like their own little communities and their own little language. For some reason, like I love it. Mark's like, when Mark says something is interesting, he means that's weird.
It's all right. I kill her with all mine. Mine's either gun talk or crypto. That's all I
hear about the crypto markets every day.
All mine's like documentary crap.
So if he's having like a bad day or he's like down, I know that the crypto markets are not doing what he wants them to do.
Not so bad now. I know. I'll work it back and forth, but
it's gotten better.
Adrian said, I've had an issue with medication this week. It made me so exhausted. I've been having really random naps. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hopefully that gets worked out.
I hope that gets where it's bearable for you, because I know like that sucks when you like just crash like randomly throughout the day. I hope you start feeling better and the medication kind of evens out for you.
It's pretty frequent. We shoot at least once a week.
You do?
That's awesome.
See, like I don't really start until like late July. But it's because everything here, I'm like, I don't have time.
Patty said, my son's shoulders are ruined from his job with waste management and wrangling dumpsters. He bow and rifle hunts and loves it and is dreading surgery. I feel for him. Oh,
it does suck.
Yeah. And when your shoulders hurt, man, it just, your whole body aches. It feels like.
Yeah.
It just goes up into your neck and down your back. It's painful.
Yeah. Adrian knows about watership. It's great.
Yeah, we've seen the movie. Yeah.
Like the first rabbit we got, I named Ella Ray Ra. I called him Ray for short because I'm like, you are going to be This is what you're going to be. I'm like, I love Watership Down, and you're my first rabbit, so I have to pay homage to Watership Down.
Crazy Life said YouTube has Anne McCaffrey's
I
love
her. I love her books. I love them. The Words of Pern, it's all about dragons and stuff. Super cool. Mark's like, oh my god, I married a nerd, but you knew that. I love Anne McCaffrey books. She's so imaginative too. Like, I love the White Dragon. Jackson and Ruth, the White Dragon. Sorry, I'm nerding out a little bit. Mark's like, yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Patty said, my front loader washing machine died Tuesday, and I was like, great, what's next? So I had a friend, a friend had one for me to use, and I just got it. It's top loader. I'm so happy.
Oh, that's so good,
awesome.
Patty.
Yeah, we have a front loader. It's an older one, and honestly, I don't know if you had an issue with yours, but like it seals up so tight, it's sort of
and the water wants to sit like in the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. Like we throw a wash or the washer clean out packets or whatever in there pretty frequent, which helps, or leaving the door open. But honestly, we'd probably go to the top loader.
Yeah.
And I feel like the front loaders, I guess, unless you had them up higher, like they're sort of hard to get into.
Yeah, they are.
You start to bend over and reach in. So
it's not.
That's awesome. They got one ready for you, though. That's such a relief too when the appliance goes down and somebody has one like that, because it's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
There's unforeseen expenses that pop up.
Oh, Adrian.
Adrian said, just to let you know, you were noticed and missed this week when you said you might go live. You and Bruce messaged me what happened to your live. Aw.
It was judging 4-H is killing our lives right now.
We were definitely intending to go, and then, Ashley was like,
I was freaking out. Like, you can ask him. I was stressed. I'm like, we're not going to get home for this. Am I going to have to cancel this? He's like, just pull it.
We're not going to rush.
And I hadn't milked. He's like, you're going to do the live, and then you're going to be milking at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And he's like, and then you're going to be not happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you're right. I won't be happy. So.
Well, Patty's heard about. I haven't heard much lately, but I've heard about Anne McCaffrey's books.
Yes, they're really good. She's got like a whole series. Or Moretta's last ride.
Sorry, Mark. Awesome, the World of Pern rules.
The World of Pern does rule. It's amazing. Mark's like, I'm not going to visit those audiobooks. He doesn't like sci-fi stuff.
No,
it's got to have lots of pew-pews that aren't too sci-fi for him to feel connected to it.
Mine's like, I don't know. I'm just like a documentary or like learning stuff. Like I just have to watch something.
Learn about dragons.
True.
You can learn about how their world works.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we're convincing him, guys. I don't feel like we're convincing him.
Adrian said, I only saw the movie that came out recently last year. I really enjoyed it. Love stuff like that. Was it a book series? I think Dan was surprised I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, so it actually, go watch the cartoon from the 80s. There's lots of blood and gore. If you search Watership Down on YouTube, you will find the video. You'll find the old 80s video. You can watch it. I watch it often. And there's all kinds of reviews on how it scarred people in their childhood, because there's a lot of blood and gore.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't scar me as a kid. I knew that wasn't real, but I knew also that animals fight to the death often and kill one another. So it didn't really bother me, but I like the Netflix remake. That's probably the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I really, really like that one. But it's just it's one book. The same guy wrote The Plague Dogs. I don't know if you've heard of The Plague Dogs. That one's really sad. If you don't like sad stories, don't read The Plague Dogs. That's pretty bad.
Oh,
it's not a feel-good
Evelyn
book.
says, long but good. I am sunburned and tired.
Oh, why are you sunburned, Evelyn? What have you been doing outside? In the sun? Gotta take care of yourself.
Chad says, see you folks, gotta go.
Bye, Chad. Have fun with your chicken coop.
That mansion.
I know, the chicken mansion. The Octa mansion.
Patty said, I had one old one on the drawer stand. It was perfect to get into. I just didn't wash clothes, worth beans, and put black spots on, so many things never came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
We have a lot of stained clothes.
Everything turns into barn clothing eventually.
Adrian, sorry about the sunburn. Do you have any after sun lotion? That stuff is great. Yeah. We use aloe, which helps
there's an aloe gel that we get.
Yeah. Crazy. I said, I feel like we're in a cycle of following Pern, just going back to the basics of living.
And then we're going to rediscover how advanced we were at one point in time.
I will say that Tomorrow War was pretty good. We watched that.
Has anybody seen that? Like, it's a Prime Video, but it's the Tomorrow War.
The Guns Killed Me.
With Chris Pratt. Of course they did, but it's futuristic, baby. You have to just let it be futuristic.
They weren't futuristic. They were just terrible.
Like, why?
Because they added all kinds of accessories they didn't need. I didn't say it during the movie, but like, come on, dude, get the facts straight. All right.
Mark's a utilitarian when it comes to
Ashley should try the Wings of Fire book series 2. It's very good and addicting.
I've been trying to get Joe to get into those. Dragons.
Dragons, cool.
I've been trying to. Cool. Mark's like, cool. Yeah. I've been trying to get Joe into those so that she can read them, and then I'll follow her, but she's into her own stuff. So. Yeah,
she's got Upside Down Magic she's into right now.
Yeah, Upside Down Magic she really likes.
Yeah.
She's been reading a lot of different types of books here lately.
Yeah, she likes reading books, which is good. Adrian said, I mean, Milo and Otis scarred me. Oh, Milo scarred me as a kid.
I don't know. You might want to take it easy on the Watership Down cartoon. I mean, as a kid, like, it didn't bother me.
Patty said that she has not seen the new Watership Down or read the book stages.
Yeah, there's an old like, cartoon.
The Watership.
Yeah, in Netflix. And I like the Netflix ones, though, because like it could actually follow the books a little bit closer, not completely, but a little bit closer and give you more backstory. But they took some liberties from the book that I was like, that's stupid. Like the whole Clover with a romantic, like he loved the other bunny, so that's what. No, Clover doesn't exist in the books.
Saying, I'm not complaining. I get paid with farm animals all day. Aw.
That's so amazing, Evelyn. That's good.
Cool. That makes sense why your son's like that.
And then it's worth the sunburn.
Yeah, like if you move our shirts up a little bit, you can tell we just go straight to farmer's tan. So Ashley's actually done better.
I'm starting to even out
in the shoulders, but
just starting. Before it was a very
my
distinct
bald head's
line.
finally getting tan.
No.
Because I said, Beth, if you choose Pern, start with Dragon Riders of Pern as first book.
It's you would really like the series. Like, it's addicting. And they all tie in. Even like the Dragon Singer and Dragon Drums, and they're just like all of it ties in so well. And the Master Harper of Pern, that's a good book too.
Yeah.
Mark's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but yep.
You got it. Evelyn said, I am a personal assistant for my cousin. One of my jobs is working at Grindstone Family Fun Park and Petting Zoo in Ruidoso, New Mexico. They cater to special needs children.
That's so amazing, so cool. Evelyn. That must be a very fulfilling job.
I was going to say, it has to be rewarding each day.
That's got to be super fun to do.
Patty said, I want to watch that. They are saying it's funny along with the futuristic part. I can use funny. I think she's talking about
Tomorrow War. Yeah.
Chris Pratt is a really good actor, too, so he makes it worth it.
Yeah. I liked the movie. I did. But it was really one of those where you don't want to walk away for too long. I think I went outside to close up animals. I'm like, wait, rewind. I don't get it.
If you don't miss part of it,
it was good.
It gets confusing.
Yeah, it was really good. And there's a bit of comedy in it, too. So.
Well, with Chris Pratt, there always is. He always has one-liners and everything like that. So. Audra said, my girls just never got into reading much. A middle girl carried around one of my books about vampires to school every day for edgy points with other kids. That's what she said. Hey,
at least she was honest.
Whatever it takes. That's all. Evelyn said it's amazing. I love it. That's awesome. When you got a job you love, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
And you get paid, which is good.
Paid.
But the love of your job is definitely
that's a big payoff.
Adrian said, I used to read my favorite books I remember were My Side of the Mountain and Where the Red Fern Grows.
I tried to get Joe to read Where the Red Fern Grows, but I had to tell him, like, be prepared. Like, this is not.
She said, great, as an adult, I can't focus enough to read.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I don't have time to read, so that's why I do the audiobooks.
When I'm reading, I start thinking about other things I can't.
I even like the Guardians of Ga'Hoole series. I like the weird side. Like, I like the personification through animals, or what is it, anthropomorphizing animals, where they have like their own societies and their own ways of doing things and their own little lingos and folklore and everything. Like, I like that stuff because I'm really weird, but that's cool.
Well, Crazy Life heading out. Thanks for joining us.
Crazy Life. It was really good to see you.
Let's see. She said, "Love My Side of the Mountain." My daughter just read it.
It is a good book. We had to read it in middle school, and we loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those where they're like the books that they made you read. You're like, I'm glad I was made that and The Giver. I loved reading The Giver. That's one I would recommend to like any like young kid.
Audra said, all right, Audra. Adrian said, I was in audiobooks for a while. My favorite book was A Man Called Ove.
Oh,
so
I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up.
Audiobooks definitely help me out. And podcasts. I mean, that's where I listen a lot. But
yeah. Waving.
Yeah,
I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up too. I still need to put away chickens, and this might be the first night I'll be able to get to bed like before 10 o'clock. So it will be amazing. We've got a very busy weekend in front of us. But
hold on. I said Redfern Grows so good. Wish someone would have warned me about the movie Old Yeller. The first time I watched Scarred for Life.
Yeah,
I remember that. I think if you watched as a kid, you remember.
Yeah. Anything where the dogs don't get like the good end of the stick, I'm like a mess. Like I can't take it. I can't take it.
Patty said, I read Tolkien, lots of sci-fi and fantasy books along with biographies. I got in the habit of reading reference books, and that was that.
I'm glad you woke up in time too, Adrian. Like we said, like we have really missed everybody, and I think it's easy to get away from it and kind of forget. And I'm really glad we got to go live tonight because I've really missed you guys. I've really missed making videos and interacting through videos. I've missed watching other people's videos that are longer than like 2 or 3 minutes of it because I like giving watch time. So, But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. We will have random lives throughout next week for goat shows to just show you guys what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we're hoping to also do like a real live one night next week. I don't know what night it will be. I'm thinking might be Tuesday. Tuesday we don't have anything at night.
Sounds good.
Wednesday we're packed. So it might be Tuesday.
Just keep an eye out.
Yeah, just keep an eye out. It won't be like ones that were really planned. It's just pretty much be impromptu, like throw it up and go. So throw it up and go, guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. We love all of you. We missed all of you, and we will see you at some point next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Yep, have a good weekend.